Hey guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, with everything going on with the Master Universe movie, we sort of forget that other action figure toy lines, particularly Master Universe, are actually still going on. Although we keep hearing conflicting reports from multiple different sources. Well, today we did confirm from a number of sources that the next wave for the Master Universe cartoon collection, the 2000X, He-Man and the Master Universe line, is continuing, and this is really exciting news, as there are a couple of fan favorite figures in this line, which I am absolutely thrilled with, and I'm super glad that these images have finally come to light. So let's take a deep dive into this and see exactly what was posted on our good friend Yuka Isakainen's Facebook page, as well as our good friends over at toyhabits.com. Let's have a look, everybody. So guys, heading over to Yuka Isakainen's Facebook page, Yuka, of course, is a wonderful historian of Master Universe, particularly 2000X, so it was no surprise that he was one of the very first ones to report on this. Also, we should congratulate Yuka, as he has actually hit a major milestone for his channel, 5,310 subscribers, and of course, well-deserved. Congratulations, Yuka. Guys, please head over to Yuka Isakainen's Facebook page, as well as his YouTube page. He's doing incredible work for the Master Universe community. And of course, we really appreciate everything he's been working on, discovering who the Kings of Grayskull were. And he and I are working on something very, very special for the Master Universe movie. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Heading back over to Yuka Isakainen's Facebook page. This morning, he broke this news. And I got to tell you, I was absolutely over the moon on this. It's freaking amazing. Origins 2000X Teela from the Master Universe images have been leaked, everybody, and these are amazing. Huge shout out to Mundo Masters. They are apparently the ones who broke this brand new set of images, and they look fabulous. This is freaking amazing. And after I noticed this on Yuka Isakainen's Facebook page, I just had to take a look and see if there's any other images out there. And of course, who could leak these, who could actually have these photos other than our good friends over at toyhabits.com. That's right, guys. If you haven't already, toyhabits.com is a wonderful news resource for action figures all year round. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. They just published this article, which shows Wave 4 2000X official images, and these are amazing. Apparently, confirmed are Merman, Teela, Roboto, and is that Orko? Oh, we're getting Orko. Oh my gosh. We may not have seen Orko in the movie yet, but we've seen him here in 2000X. All right, guys, here we go. The official images for Wave 4 of 2000X. This article was written by our good friend Michael of Toy Habits on March 15, 2026. And he goes on to say that, I have to admit, with so much of the spotlight going on with Motu Chronicles and the core figures riding the wave of Master Universe movie push, a small part of me wondered whether or not 2000X Origins cartoon might quietly slip through the cracks. But Mattel just put those concerns to rest in a big way, dropping official images of the 2000X Origins Wave 4 assortment. I could not be happier seeing this line go strong. This is freaking amazing. Of course, they reported this a little bit early back in November 2025 when they discovered the listings on Amazon and shared what they knew to collectors. So, guys, without further ado, let's take a look at these. As we were wondering that certain figures are missing at the San Diego Comic-Con lineup, which we saw, which was a huge surprise at the time. And now we're finally coming to light that these figures are coming to the line, and this is absolutely thrilling. Let's have a look, everybody. There she is, everybody. There is Teela from the 2000X cartoon, and oh my God, she looks amazing. Holy crap. I think a lot of us are wondering what was going on, why she wasn't in the lineup at San Diego Comic-Con, and now we're seeing her for the first time here, courtesy of Toy Habits, and apparently courtesy of Mattel. So these are official solicitation photos, and they look great. Let's have a look at Teela. Teela is sporting that amazing top knot version of her hair, and in the series, for those of you who are big fans of the series, she has that wonderful, incredibly long ponytail that she's sporting, and this one just whips around to the top. In the series, it had this really sharp curve, and here they've actually opted to just make it a little bit more flowy, which I actually appreciate that. But she does have that parted hairstyle, very, very indicative of the 90s and 2000s. So it looks really great. Her tiara is sitting right at the very top of her head, which is awesome. Very much the way it did look in the series. And of course, she is sporting that traditional armor set that she has. She looks great. She has the wonderful flare that's on the top of her collar, which of course is signature to Teela. She's got those really cool little flares on her shoulder pauldrons, and they are of a different color, which was a really interesting design choice for 2000X, as cyan had never actually been part of Teela's overall color scheme. She is sporting, of course, the gold and white, which is very indicative of Teela, although traditionally it's more of a more of burgundy, but on the armor set itself, it's always been a bit of a gold. Her skirt is actually made of plate armor, which makes a lot more sense in battle, and it looks so much fun. She's got those wonderful gauntlets, as well as the upper armbands. And her belt is actually, again, very much in style with Master Universe traditional fashion that the attorneys just love to wear. It looks so cool. And she has that familiar looking pattern on her armor set in front, very much the way she looked in Filmation, very much the way she looked with the original Master Universe 1982 edition of Teela. Her legs are absolutely crazy, toned as heck, as you would imagine for Teela. But her boots are wonderfully sculpted. I love the little designs on the front, almost like knee pads as well as a slight upper shin pad. They almost look like daggers in themselves, as if she could actually take them off the front of her boots and start using them as melee weapons. It's kind of fun. And of course, I love the way her boots are designed, and she looks so cool. I am a little concerned about the size of her feet, though. But as we already know, she's probably going to share a very similar butt to Eva Lynn. So having that sort of style, we know that she should be able to stand up on her own pretty well. And she does come with her staff Ka, which of course was signature to her character in the series. As a matter of fact, she used this more in the 2000X show than she ever used it in Filmation. So this is really cool. Her head sculpt, such as it is, with these early paint masters, as we already know, guys, these early paint masters are not 100% indicative of the final character, and I'm actually really glad for that, because generally speaking, the final version is usually a lot better than the first paint master solicitation photos that they use to actually sell to local retailers and big box stores. She looks so well put together, and of course, she's going to be a wonderful addition to the collection. Teela from the 2000X Master Universe cartoon collection is now been revealed, everybody. This is freaking awesome. Another figure who has been very sought after, and we had questions about during the release at the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con, was, of course, Merman. Merman has always been a fan favorite, and we were very much wondering where he was during the release for 2000X at San Diego Comic-Con. So it was really cool to actually see that he's finally gotten a full solicitation set here today, courtesy of Yuka Isakainen and, of course, ToyHabits.com. Let's have a look at Merman. But he brings a wonderful new aesthetic here in the new line. He has a much, more defined face, more cartoony in its overall appearance, of course. But he still sports those wonderful little fins that have just above his eyebrow, kind of like his overall brow line. He still has that yellowish face, almost like a frog, if you will, but it's yellow in nature. He's got those wonderful, gigantic eyes, very similar to the way he was depicted in the original Master Universe. But these ones seem a little bit more filled in, whereas the original sets were really just kind of beady little black eyes. And you can see right inside his mouth, there's those wonderful jagged teeth, very reminiscent of the way he looked in the series. He is sporting his traditional, I like to think of it as lobster or crab-like armor. It looks so great on this particular version of Merman. He's got those shoulder pauldrons, looks so great, and the collar comes all the way around to the back of his neck. He does have that wonderful teal look, very reminiscent of his colors in the original version of the 1982 Merman. He does have some amazing looking gauntlets, along with his pleated skirt, which is made again of some sort of crustacean type of armor. And of course, his signature wonderful heraldry in the front depicting that he is of the Merman race. This is awesome. And his feet. Now, this is interesting, and I'm not 100% sure this is 100% accurate, but he has more humanistic looking feet on this solicitation photo. But I'm wondering if that is an early depiction, and he will have web feet at the end of when they finally release the figure 100% for sale, because these ones look a little bit too human to me, not mermanish enough. As a matter of fact, he should just have boots, right? In a lot of ways, I'm not sure. But his knee pads as well as his boots look incredible. He also sports two weapons, which is great. He sports his trident, which looks so good, very much the way it looked in the series itself. There's no additional paint on this; it's just a singular cast in golden type of plastic. But I do love the design. And he does have his what we used to call in the 80s a corncob sword, because it didn't really look much. They didn't really look much like a crab or a crustacean. It did look more like a corn on the cob, but this one looks a little bit more defined. It has a serrated edge and that wonderful heraldry of the mer people, looking so good. This is awesome. The final character revealed today, who I really had no expectation of seeing. And of course, I'm so over the moon on this because he is a fan favorite, as always. It would not be the same for Master Universe without Orko the Great. That's right, Orko, the Trollin visitor from another planet visiting Eternia, has actually been unveiled, and he looks awesome. Seriously, he looks great. He comes with his medallion, which is very signature of the character. He was wearing this for the entire time during the entire series. And he looks literally like he came off the cartoon screen. I love the ears. I love the hat, the red tunic, and of course his bandana, which he's always wearing to cover his face, and those two little beady eyes with his blacked out face. It's so cool. I really love Orko. The series will really never be the same without him. Ever since he was introduced with Filmation, he really has been a fan favorite. His long flowing robes, you can actually see cover his arms. And of course, he doesn't have any legs, but he does come apparently with a flight stand. That is so great. Really exciting to see all of these new additions with their extra bits. And he does have some casting blast effects, which is really cool. It wasn't very often he was very useful in the series, but every now and then he would prove to surprise everybody. So it's great to see Orko the Great looking so cool in this final 2000X cartoon edition. Orko, of course, has his wonderful blast effects, and they look so cool. They are actually swappable, so you can't put them all over the hands themselves. They look like they're removable, and you can actually have them casting from his robes, which looks so cool. Now, this is interesting. This depiction here on this solicitation photo, it seems like the medallion actually goes underneath his bandana, which is neat. I think that's really cool. Really harkening to the way it's supposed to look like in the series, and they really have paid a lot of attention to detail there, and I really appreciate that for this particular release of Orko. And he is a fan favorite, and really excited to see him and his flight stand being included, and of course being released officially by Mattel. This is amazing. Finally, a couple of questions about this character. We did see him released at San Diego Comic-Con 2025. But it's cool to see a very completed version of him. Roboto has finally gotten a complete set for his release. If you guys will remember, at San Diego Comic-Con, his internals were actually missing, which is a very important piece for Roboto, as the original version would actually show the mechanisms inside the clear case moving around. So yeah, it was a wonderful play gimmick. And here on this final solicitation version, we see them now. He is massive. When we saw him at San Diego Comic-Con, he literally dwarfed every other character that was around him. And it's amazing to see Roboto in his final form here. So cool. Don't know if any of his internals will actually move around, but it's really cool to see that we can actually the translucent shield that he has in the front showcases this very traditional version of Roboto. I love it. He is so well put together. I love the facial sculpt. Looking very Optimus Prime in its overall appearance. I love it. He's a huge hulking machine, and it really does show. He has two different colored forearms, which is so cool. and of course his traditional legs, which harken back to the original version of Roboto when he was released in toy form all the way back in the 1983 edition, I think it was. He looks really cool here. And he has multiple points of articulation and those cool looking legs. One thing that I was mentioning along with many other toy tubers is that they're really going hard for this line for Master Universe. Very few of the characters actually share the same buck. And certain characters like Roboto and Ram-Man, as well as Beast-Man, they are literally one-offs. I don't think any other characters can share their bucks. And because of that, this is a very interesting, unique line of action figures for Mattel. Very unlike Mattel in that sense, as they usually try to reuse molds as much as possible. Because of two different attachments, one is a Gatling gun type of attachment, the other one is a blaster type of attachment for both sets of his arms, and they look really, really cool. This is a huge piece of news, and huge shout out to Toy Habits and Yuka Isakainen for posting these. There they are. Actually, I forgot, this one goes on his shoulder for the Gatling gun, and he looks freaking awesome. I love the fact that he has a very accurate version of his arm cannon, his arm blaster, and man, does he look so good. Finally complete with his internals. It's so great. Oh my gosh. If there was a mecha character ever in Master Universe, this is it, and he looks freaking glorious. Guys, this is incredible. Master Universe 2000X continues to surprise, and now we're finally getting our first glimpses at Orko, Merman, and of course, Teela, Captain of the Guard. And I am over the moon to see these figures. The line will continue for 2000X Cartoon Collection, and we had some questions as much of the information we were receiving from members of the Mattel staff were that this line was going to be on pause. So it's wonderful to see that they're continuing this line proper, and I'm over the moon that we're finally getting new looks at characters who we really just had no idea if they were actually going to appear this early on, and finally getting a glimpse at them just in time for the Walmart Collecticon. But it doesn't end there, guys. Don't forget that on March 19th, get your calendars ready, everybody, because the Mattel Creations Revealed event is kicking off, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, they are setting up for a lot of different drops and brand new releases on the Mattel Creations Revealed live event, and some familiar faces are going to show up. Of course, Trisha Hirschberger is going to be there hosting, but we found out earlier this week that Dante Bosco is also going to be one of the hosts. This is going to be incredible, and some wonderful toy tubers are going to be involved as well. So this is going to be so much fun. Good friends of the channel, Pixel Dan, as well as our good friend Jay of Geek Dad Life. This is going to be awesome. Guys, do not miss out on watching this wonderful event from Mattel on March 19th. It's going to be freaking amazing. Guys, I am over the moon that Master Universe is continuing in 2026. As a matter of fact, as you guys know, myself and my good friend Mike of Eternity Royalty are putting on a brand new event. It's going to be Motuniverse, the Master Universe event in California. And guys, we are super excited. So many brand new guests are being announced all the time.
This May 23rd and 24th in Torrance, California. Masters of the Universe fans will unite for Motuniverse. Now the fans have the power. The He-Man and She-Ra Convention, celebrating 44 years of the Masters of the Universe. Featuring special guests, Blade from the Masters of the Universe movie, Anthony DeLongis, the voice of Skeletor, Alan Oppenheimer, and the voice of She-Ra, Melendi Brent. At the Torrance Marriott Hotel, California. Tickets on sale now on MotuniverseCon.com. Don't miss out.
It's going to be an absolute blast. We're going to be celebrating everything Master Universe. 44 years of He-Man. It's going to be freaking amazing. We're going to celebrate Master Universe. We're going to celebrate She-Ra, Princess of Power. And, of course, we're going to be celebrating the video games, the good, the bad, the absolutely ugly, and, of course, the brand new Dragon Pearl of Destruction. We hope to have playable demos at the show. It's going to be so great. We're going to have everything related to multiple movies. Of course, The Secret of the Sword, the 1987 Master Universe motion picture, and of course, we're going to focus heavily on the 2026 version of the Master Universe in theaters. It's going to be an absolute blast. Join us at Motuniverse 2026. Tickets are on sale right now at motuniversecon.com. If you are an exhibitor and looking to, exhibit at Motuniverse, please head over to motuniversecon.com. You'll be able to find the details on exhibiting there, and we hope to see you guys there. Master Universe continues in 2026, everybody, and the Master Universe cartoon collection has revealed itself for Wave 4. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. What are your thoughts about this Wave 4 reveal? Thanks to our good friends over at Yuka Isakainen's Facebook page, as well as toyhabas.com. Are you guys as excited as I am for this brand new release? And really excited that Teela literally looks incredible in her cartoon collection edition for this series. Are you excited that Orko is making an appearance, as well as Merman, as we did not see them in the San Diego Comic-Con 2025 reveal? And you are really chomping at the bit to get that gigantic version of Roboto, as he looks so good. Or is 2000X not your wheelhouse, and you really hope that they will eventually, very soon, finish off the Origins collection, which they have promised, and they continue to do so. And you'll be holding out for those figures when they're released on MattelCreations.com. Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. The Mattel Creations Revealed event is coming in 2026, and we are super excited to see what new reveals they have for the Master Universe, as well as other toy lines like Barbie, Monster High, and Hot Wheels. Guys, we will see you at Mattel Creations, and of course, don't forget, Pixel Dan, along with Jay of Geek Dad Life, are going to be there. Holy crap, everybody is getting excited. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do leave me a like. It really does help me out. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey, everybody. Geek proud.